So, welcome to the Live Life and Learn channel. And today we're going to be talking about how to stop following the crowds and carving your own path, and why carving your own path is the key to a happy life. So, let's get right into it. So, for most of my life, I noticed a strange pattern. I would follow the path that seemed the safest, the one that everyone else was on: school, work, habits, routines, all the things that made sense. And even when I was checking the boxes, I felt restless and uneasy. And there was a quiet tension in the back of my mind, a feeling that I wasn't really living in my own life. That maybe, somewhere along the way, I traded my own direction for the safety of conformity. And I think people feel this way even if they don't say it out loud. So, why do we follow the crowd? We follow others because it feels safe. Safe choices are easy to explain. Safe choices keep people around you comfortable. And they come with a predictable outcome. And a lot of the time, they are driven by our family, who always want what's best of us. But they also struggle to veer into the unknown. So this safety comes at a hidden cost, that every time you follow the crowd without pausing to check your own compass, you sacrifice a little bit of yourself and your energy, your sense of direction, your curiosity, your clarity. So you trade your own pace for someone else's timeline. And over time, that quiet erosion begins to feel heavy. As we talked about in one of the previous videos, comparison is one of the main reasons that we follow the crowd. You see someone else is doing something, getting a promotion, starting a business, traveling, achieving some milestone, and you subconsciously feel like you need to do the same. And the problem with that is that their life isn't yours. Their path is theirs, shaped by their experiences, choices, and circumstances, which are invisible to you. So comparing yourself to them steals your energy, motivation, and often creativity. And the key is to notice when comparison is guiding your choices and to step back. A great example is how everyone at some point got into either drop shipping or some form of online business that they didn't like. It didn't suit them. And I was one of them. I was 19 when I tried to open a drop shipping store, and I thought, this is completely not what I want to do. I couldn't care less about this. I didn't care about selling t shirts or equipment or other things like that. It really was out of character with me. But it takes a certain type of maturity to stop and think, no, this is not what I want. This doesn't align with what I want as a person. So, what does it mean to carve your own path? This isn't something really dramatic, and it isn't about quitting your job, running off to, sit in a mountain. It's just about the choices that you make. It really is subtle, but it's deliberate. It's about making conscious decisions and choices that align with your values and your goals, rather than what feels expected of you. And it starts with small decisions, like what you choose to spend your time on and what ideas you want to pursue. Choosing what opinions matter to you and which ones don't. And choosing which expectations to accept and which to ignore. So each choice is a step. And over time, those steps become a life that is unmistakably yours, but only through that reflection. So, how do you start carving your own path and taking control of your life? The first is to notice what you're following by default. Write down areas in your life where you're doing something because that's what people do. Ask yourself, does this resonate with me? Is this something that I want to do? Is this something that aligns with my values as an individual and as a human being? And if it does, that's great. You don't need to change anything. If not, this should be your first opportunity to redirect your focus. And no, this isn't always easy, and no, you have to be sensible. So, the next stage is to take a small step in your own direction. Every tiny action counts. So you get a different habit, a new idea, a slight shift in your schedule. And the fourth step is to allow yourself to adjust. That means carving your path isn't about perfect decisions, but it's about intentional decisions. So you see a lot of people on YouTube and other people around you. They hopefully a lot of the times follow a path that is theirs. A lot of YouTubers that are actually, you know, enjoyable to watch, they're usually talking about something that they're very passionate about. It's either video games, traveling, football, or whatever it is that they do. You can tell they put a lot of time and effort into their craft because it's something they love. But it's also something that aligns with their values, and it's something that they wanted to do. So, what are the benefits of carving your own path? Once you begin, the effects are very powerful. You start to feel less drained by other people's timelines because you're living in your own timeline. You don't care about comparisons, and they lose their grip on you. You gain clarity about your priorities and what matters to you. And this energy returns to your own project, your own goals, your own life. And over time, this life feels authentic and it begins to take shape. So you see examples like famous entrepreneurs where they work countless hours to build a project, which eventually would become their company. And this is usually something that they're very passionate about because they are carving their own path. But what's a big mistake that a lot of people make is they believe that carving your path requires very big moves and you need constant inspiration or total certainty, which is a very big thing. But it doesn't. All it requires is courage and the authenticity to take the first step. It requires dedication and it requires small, repeated alignment with your own sense of direction. You will stumble and you will doubt yourself and you will occasionally feel behind again. But the difference in this case is that you're doing what you want and your life is guided by your choices, and those moments are temporary. They don't define you, they're just part of the journey. So, if there's one thing I want you to take from this video, it's this: that the path is yours. It doesn't look like anyone else's, it doesn't need approval or validation, and it only needs intention. You need to start today, you need to start small, and you need to notice when you've been following by default and choose differently. Step into your own direction and to things that make sense for you. This could be anything. This could be about a business, a YouTube channel. This could be about moving somewhere. This could be about changing your job. This could be about starting a family or not starting a family in many cases. But slowly over time, the life you carve for yourself will be unmistakably yours. And the moment you start living intentionally, the crowd no longer dictates your pace. You do. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this is a wake-up call to follow your own path and strive for a better future that aligns with your values. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.